big road game Saturday. We've got, maybe the most talented team in the league in Kentucky. They definitely have more guys on draft boards than any other team in the league. So, and they've been good. I mean, I looked two of their four best defensive performances, and maybe their two best considering who they played have come in the last three games. So, up until that LSU game, those two games previous, they'd really been guarding the road win at Auburn. It's probably the best they'd looked maybe all year. So I do think they're playing their best basketball. I think they had a little hiccup at LSU, but I think we'll get the best version of Kentucky that anybody's seen all year would be what I expect. So we're going to have to play well. We're, offensively we've been playing well. Defensively, we're similar to Kentucky in that we're both top 10 offenses, and neither one of us have a defense that's even in the top 70 currently. So we're both, I'm sure Coach Cal's trying to get his guys to guard a lot better, as am I, but, we're both going to be preaching defense and maybe the first to 100 wins. I don't know. We're going to try to do a little better job defensively, though, but it would be nice if we'd make a few more threes in the first half than we did last game, too. But they're a good team, talented. I mean, the guard plays great. They've got a legitimate rim protector. They've got the talent to be a great defensive team, and, it looked like it was coming together. Even the LSU game, I didn't think they weren't terrible for sure. They weren't as good as they were the two before, but they're playing their best defensive basketball now of the year, in my opinion.
Hey, Coach, just want to ask if you had an update on Latrell, and then secondly, with Sam and the way he played this past game, how big is that for his confidence if Latrell can't play? Yeah,
Trelly's still being evaluated day to day, and with those, I mean, we haven't practiced yet. We're going to actually practice in Lexington today, so we'll see how today goes. See what happens for tomorrow. And then Sam, look, we need Sam to play well. Like you said, Trelly had been making shots at a high clip. Sam's capable of making shots. He was 4 of 7 from 3 the last game. He's going to need to play well on both sides of the ball. Trelly's been one of our best perimeter defenders all year. We need Sam to really continue to step up his defense, and it's been getting better. Sam's playing his best defense of the year right now, too, and I think he's getting his confidence back on offense. And it'd be big if he step up and have a big game. Even if Trelly can go, it'd still be huge if Sam could play well for us.
Kind of a late game strategy question. Against Auburn in the home game earlier this year, you fouled up 3 late and then decided not to against Florida. Do you have like a philosophy when it comes to that, or is there one that's analytically better?
I mean, we would typically, and it's a good question, and obviously we got you guys thinking a lot of analytics. I like it. But we would typically like to foul up 3. I mean, the only way you lose fouling up 3 is you can't get a rebound or you turn it over. So if you can box out at the free throw line, which you should be able to do, can inbound the ball without turning it over and make a free throw on the other end. And sometimes you don't even need to make, because there's so much little time left that even if you miss the free throw on the other end, they don't have enough time to come back and get it. Now, the issue was the last 2 games, would we actually get the intentional miss at the free throw line without, we just played the number 1 and number 2 offensive rebounding teams in the country, and free throw checkouts sometimes have not been our strong suit. So there's some variation with who you're playing, what type of lineup you have, Pringle being fouled out, who do we have to put, I mean, Wage's given up, I don't know how many free throw checkouts on the year. Pringle's fouled out. We got Grant on one side. Who's our other option on the other side to actually box out? There's a few other considerations that go into whether you foul or not. Typically, I would foul, though. And I think moving forward, you'd see us probably foul most of the time.
Yeah, you guys will be without Mo for the game tomorrow. Did you have a conversation with him, or what was that like when you guys talking about that?
Yeah, I didn't even see the play. I had no idea that it even happened until after the game. And, yeah, I did have a talk with him. It's not something that we do. I mean, he was extremely apologetic. For anybody that knows him, he's a great kid. And I think he told me he apologized to the kid in the handshake line. I think he'd reached out on social media and apologized to was Alex from Florida again, but there's still consequences for your actions, and I 100% agree with the SEC's decision. If they didn't suspend him, we would have suspended him. So that's not behavior we condone or tolerate around here, and the penalty's appropriate for the situation.
Wondering if you can update us on what you've seen from Chris Parker.
Chris Parker?
Yeah.
He's coming along. He's, obviously we're redshirting him. We don't want to screw him on his eligibility. That was part of the agreement when we originally redshirted him, that even if we got in a bind like we currently are, we wouldn't ruin his year of eligibility. So he could step into a game and help us right now, though. He's put on a lot of weight. He's gotten a lot better. He's a much better defender. He's using his athleticism. He's becoming a better shooter. It's the one area that he's really got to work hard on in the off season, but he has become better. But he's getting better every day in practice, and he's a great kid.
We look at the box score from the other night. You look at the rebounding distribution between the front court and the back court. It seemed to be pretty even. How has the evolution of the guards and embracing rebounding kind of come along since moving into the lineup change, and how has that led to success?
Yeah, I think, you've seen Estrada push a triple-double a few times this year. I mean, his offensive rebounding's really come on. He's been a good defensive rebounder. Our guards are more than capable. Reitzel's had a double-double. Sears could easily get a double. Sears could get a triple-double, actually. I think Sears, Estrada, Reitzel, Ryland starting to rebound it better. I think you see the more our guards rebound it, the quicker we can get out in transition. So we keep making that point. The better transition teams have guards that, you take one step out of the transition. You don't have to get a defensive rebound and throw an outlet to a guard. You just get the defensive rebound, you're out. So in some of these really good offensive rebounding teams, your bigs are kind of wrestling with the great rebounders that A&M and Florida had, and then your guards are going to have to come in and get some defensive rebounds, and we've been doing a better job of it. Hopefully we continue to do a better job of it, and we need the whole team to rebound well, but I think, like I said, sometimes your bigs in these games are fighting a war in there, and the guards need to come in and help them rebound a little bit.
Sticking with guards, when you watch film, what stands out about Kentucky's backcourt?
Yeah, Kentucky's backcourt's one of the most talented in the country. I mean, you look, they've got Reeves, who's been there, he's a veteran. He's one of the top three or four scorers. Him and Sears are both in the top. What's he, third? Yeah. So we got two of the top three scorers in the league, and Sears and him in this game. He's shooting. He's one of the best shooters in the SEC, shooting a high percentage from three. He can get downhill. He can shoot mid-range. Reeves is good. Wagner's very good. They start him. He's a great passer and get downhill in the paint. They bring Dillingham off the bench, who right now I think is supposed to be the top-rated as far as the draft, like mock drafts go. He's the top-rated American guard in the draft. So, and they bring him off the bench. So that tells you how talented their backcourt is. So, arguably the best guard prospect in the country for the draft this next year comes off their bench, and he can score it at a ridiculously high level. He shoots it, gets in the paint, does a lot. Reed Shepard's projected lottery pick. He's sixth in the country in steal rate. He doesn't miss many open shots. They're super talented. Our guards, that are wanting to prove they belong at the next level. Got a great opportunity in this game to guard guys that are on draft boards and prove they can play defense against future pros, because Kentucky has future pros on this roster. So, this may be the most talented backcourt we see all year, and their front court's really good too. So there's a lot of talent on this Kentucky team. We've got some older guys. Obviously, Reeves is older, but, a lot of the rest of their backcourt's a lot younger. So, our experienced guys are going to have to play well against some young, talented kids.